Alright, y'all, we are back in the gym today. As you can see, the weight is still going up on this bulk, about like a little bit less than a pound from last week, but I kind of expected that to happen. I knew I was going to keep up a rate of like 2 or so pounds each week with this bulk, so now this going down to like 1 pound or so, perfectly fine. Had a good breakfast, locked in. I just got finished warming up, and like the title of the video says, we're gonna be talking about training through injuries. I wouldn't even say I have like a full injury for sure compared to the injuries that I have had. More so like a strain. I strained my back, I wanna say 2 weeks ago on like the last 2 reps of a deadlift set I was doing. And like it wasn't like a jolting pain that like shot down my back or shot up my back, like down my leg or anything like that. Literally, I put down the weight and I was like, I just felt my back start to tense up a bit. And for the most part, I wouldn't say it's been painful. It has been, uncomfortable, and I have like lost a little bit of range of motion in the back since then. But it's been 2 weeks. I haven't squatted, I haven't deadlifted, I haven't done anything. I've still worked out my back and legs, just not deadlifting, and literally just not deadlifting and squatting. So this is gonna be the first squat session I hit back since that happened. And now, like compared to 2 weeks ago, I'm in a much better space now. One thing when it comes to just any competitive athlete, or even somebody like a gym enthusiast who really just likes to push it, little injuries, strains, tweaks are just kind of inevitable. Not to say that you should expect them or that it's a good thing, but it is kind of inevitable when you are pushing your body to like its uttermost limits on a consistent basis. Even when you do take time to taper and deload and try to just make sure you're progressing smoothly, sometimes when you're just under a lot of load, regardless of your training level, things happen, man. Things happen. Your recovery is going to be the biggest determiner of when you could get back in there. But for me, I realized that part of the reason that I probably even led to that kind of strain is just tight muscles. A lot of times when I have any type of injury or strain or whatever, I always try to look at like surrounding muscle groups rather than the specific site that feels the most discomfort. A lot of times it is something that's like at a different area. So for me, I know I have like very tight glutes and hamstrings. So obviously if I'm deadlifting and I have tight glutes and hamstrings, that just might put my lower back in a more compromised position if I can't really get down because of a lack of range of motion. You know what I'm saying? So we've been doing nothing but mobility work, stretching, foam rolling out, trying to get some mobility back in the glutes, in the hamstrings, in my back, and it's been going well. I tried to squat last week, and literally I loaded up the bar to 225, and I felt like that strain in my back coming back, so I just said, forget it. So this is gonna be the first legit squat session back. I'm gonna test it out. We're not gonna jump anything too quickly, but I am feeling good today, so let's get to the work. So finish up with squats. Honestly, out of 10, I'd probably give them like a 6. I didn't feel like any pain per se while I was squatting, but I did feel a little bit of that tension in my lower back at the very bottom of the movement. Overall, 4-5 move for 3. I capped it there for a top set. Again, this is my first time squatting in like 2.5 plus 3 weeks. So I'm not trying to push it too crazy today. Just trying to just feel it out, get some weight on my back and see how it moves. Now we have the rest of the workout, which is basically accessories, which I have been going hard on since I haven't been able to squat. I think in about another week or 2, if we keep up this same type of regimen, I should be squatting back full form very soon. So I'm excited for that. But let's get into the rest of it. Alright, y'all, so got me some Indian food, some chicken curry, rice, vegetable samosa, garlic naan bread. I can't tell you how many calories it is. I can tell you though, I'm about to crush this entire plate, and I may eat something a little bit later after this, but let's get into the food. Alright, y'all, so we are back in the gym today. I am deadlifting today. This is 2 days after the leg workout I just showed you guys, where, again, I said I felt some slight discomfort when it comes to like just having the weight on my back for squats. 4-5 on a squat for me is like around 75% of my max. Like I wasn't even attempting to go that heavy. Or just go heavy in general. Like 4-5 is a weight that I can sustain pretty easily. So the fact that I still felt some tension in my back there, I ended up cutting it at the top set and moving on. Today, I'm going to test out deadlifts. Again, not aiming for anything heavy, just trying to see what is a comfortable weight for me to handle at this current point in time, and then kind of move on from there. Again, I've been doing a lot of emphasis on just like working on my hamstrings, working on my glutes in terms of just making sure they're more mobile, making sure they're stronger, addressing like any instabilities in my core, and moving forward from there. So, we're gonna be deadlifting today. I'm excited. Honestly, I feel more tension in my lower back squatting than I have with hinging movements. I've tried RDLs last week, and if I'm able to keep that like hinge posture without any type of flexion in my spine at all, whether it be thoracic or the lumbar spine, I don't feel any pain or any tension there. It's not until like again I squat the bottom half of the movement where I might be having some type of butt wink where my lower back is rounding a bit where I feel it. So we're gonna see how it feels on deadlifts. Again, this is gonna be my first time actually like deadlifting off the ground in quite some time. Some people would might suggest doing like deadlifts from like an elevated platform and working that part of the movement, but we'll see. But yeah, let's get into it. So up until this point, there hasn't really been any signs of pain or discomfort in my lower back. So I'm going to attempt 405. This is probably going to be the most I go up to just to play it safe today. Feel it out, see what my threshold is in terms of what I can reasonably train with going forward. So we're going to see what the vibes are. Nah. Ooh, I ain't feeling that at all. Ooh. Yeah, I wasn't feeling that lift at all, y'all. And it's not even as though like I felt like a sharp pain or anything in my lower back, but as soon as I started to like drive through my legs, I pulled the slack out of the bar and started, literally commencing the lift. I don't know, I felt the sensation in my back. It felt a little rigid. And I just wasn't able to like drive through my legs without feeling some sort of, I guess, discomfort. I'm not trying to rush the recovery process. Literally, again, coming in here today was just to see what I could tolerate without any discomfort and any pain. So, I mean, 405, again, I would consider that heavyweight, but that's just where my body is right now. So we are going to cap it there for deadlifts. Move on to the next exercise, which is sled push and pulls, which is honestly one of my favorite exercises. It consistently whips my ass on a week-to-week basis. And we're gonna keep working, y'all, but we're gonna be back to form on deadlifts and squats soon. I definitely am feeling better week to week, so just gotta wait it out. Yeah, this shit is a death trap. This shit is a death trap, bro. Oh fuck.